Pounders. Welcome back. Tonight, we are ripping another draft for Best Ball Mania 6. This will be draft number 20. And great news. Portfolio Optimizer website is coming soon, officially. Probably the third or fourth time you heard that, but officially coming soon. We get the 4 spot. I've been running really poor with the 101s here. We have 4% Jamar Chase. We've been taking Jefferson at the 2 right now. We did see the tush push get declined. If it wasn't the tush push, it was going to be the QB sneak. Like if Jalen Hurts fell because of that, it would have been pretty criminal. We would have been scooping. The big spoon would have been out for the mega scoop on the Jalen Hurts fall, but we don't get to see that. Here we are with 5.6% Lamb and 4.4% Bijan. Let's go wide receiver here with Lamb. Loving the playoff schedule against the Chargers in a dome game week 16 and at Washington week 17. You got to think that is going to be a 48.5 point total plus. Beautiful game to target for the week 17 matchup. One of my top 3 favorite games. So we'll see if we end up doing a little Terry McLaurin in the 3rd round. A little Terry Mack at pick 28 usually falls right in line. There will be a little bit of chalk there, but I think it's worth at least trying to get a couple of these Lamb, McLaurin, and Daniels stack bringbacks for this game, especially. I hear targeting high-scoring games is a good tactic. Shout out to Nick here in the 11 spot. Shout out to FF Links, now able to draft one of the New Yorkers that actually both of these dudes, New Yorkers that were blocked out for a little bit. Both strong drafters, so this room will be a little tougher than normal, but we do have some badges in here. 1, 2, 3 badges. We'll keep an eye on them as we go. And shout out to bestballoverlay.com, the biggest edge in best ball, being able to see the week 16, 17 games, what dome games are marked with the little stadium there, and having your exposures on screen. Not to mention the combination tool, which let me actually upload the newest CSV into here. So we have 5 Lamb teams. Love to see the correlation here with Dacaroni. And let's actually see how many Terry teams we have. Okay, we have 1 out of the 5, so it's not like we're falling into an ADP trap too much. Obviously, it's a correlated game, so we want to be a little more on the heavy side there. How much? So 0 Daniels and Lamb teams, which, sometimes Daniels, you can't control it. He just goes off the board early. But I do want to make a point to get some Daniels Lamb for sure. Bestballoverlay.com, helping you make informed decisions based on your portfolio and your previous drafted teams. It's easy to get on top early. It's something you don't want to go a couple hundred drafts in, and it's like, oh, now I have to fix these major mistakes. like I identified like 75% Drake London with my Josh Allen. It's like that's just ridiculous. Not even correlated. Do we get Bowers here at 21? We don't. This is a spot where it's like just sort of go get your guys. Do we end up doing something like this? Let's go T. Higgs. Both by week 10. Not a problem. Not a problem. Bucky there, I'm sure I have a lot of Lamb Bucky, but that's one we could have looked at. We have 0. See, that's one thing. Like you think you're going to fall at the ADP trap, and I don't know. It's hard to keep track of that many drafts, but yeah, maybe that was a spot we should have gone. We should have gone Bucky there. I wouldn't have minded a Lamb Bucky share, but something that I know for next time. And I have 0 Lamb and T Higgins, which is also just interesting. What's cool is you could also hit the cogwheel. You guys can't see it. Let me see if I can just move myself real quick. This cogwheel looks like it's put there by Underdog, but it's ours. And you can just change the tournaments from all tournaments just to BBM. So you can just see your BBM exposures, which It's also hard to keep track of your exposures in multiple tournaments as the summer goes on. Beautiful thing. Shout out to Josh, doing incredible work. Incredible work. Promo code Pounders, all caps. Will take off 25%, makes it $30 a month. And when you think about how much you draft in a single month, it is incredibly worth it. Jefferson, Garrett Wilson start. Barkley, Bucky Irving, Jamar Chase, and Trey McBride will be a little chalky, but I think you have to take it. You have to take it here and there. Especially Trey McBride's been sliding a little bit. Bowers has been sliding a little bit. It's about time, but let's see if this dude goes. Yeah, he doesn't go Terry. All right, we're going to try. We're going to try for it. So far, fallen into our lap pretty nicely. I mean, look at this. I mean, even Cincy against Miami, week 16 in Miami, and then against Arizona at home, another high-scoring game that I'm going to want pieces of. Bijan Bowers start. Let's see, Nick went with the Nico Drake London. I love that. Puts you just in such a good situation for the rest of the draft. Gibbs and JT. FF Links sort of known for targeting advance rates, which is smart in my opinion. You should try to advance teams. I hear that's a good thing. Don't mind me. Got the BCAAs just stealing the wife's shaker cup. No biggie. Crimes live on stream. Shout out to you guys for coming out today. If you guys enjoy the content, just drop a like. Hit the sub if you're feeling dangerous. Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, and Neighbors. Yeah, I think people were expecting Chase Brown to get this huge rise. I know sharp people were, but he got a little bump, right? He was going around like pick 40 by the end of the big board, which made sense to me. He should have been going there the whole time. And now after the NFL draft, he sort of leveled out in this 30 range, ADP 30. It's like, okay, so if you're drafting him in the big board, everything we thought was correct. You were assuming a ton of risk without really having to pay that much of a higher price if they didn't draft a running back. So nice to see that come to fruition. And that's one of those things, like process over results for me is most important. Always trying to find a way to better our process every single year, no matter if it's pre-NFL draft, post-NFL draft, everything. Sometimes you got to remove the player from the take and just go with the situation here. Crystal math. Interesting. Nick brings in Josh Allen at 35 with Nico and Drake London. So this is, again, Josh Allen, Drake London team is going to be very common just because of the way they fall in ADP. T-Mac and Worthy. I'm assuming this is Breece Hall or DJ Moore here. He goes Hall. Do we get a slide on James Cook? Like, he wants that $15 million a year. Could there be trade talks? Like, I'm just sort of waiting on James Cook. I'll click the players around him right now. If James Cook's going to be on the Bills, I want my 10%. I want my 8 to 10%. However, I can wait because I think he's not going to rise randomly. And if he stays, he's not going to rise that far up. And the negative is he could slide quite a bit. Of course, bro. Like, just go strictly after advance rates, which is painful when you're trying to build a correlated team for week 17 here. So we get dumpstered by week 10 again. Let's go Detroit in JMO. If it comes back around to us, we're going to go Joe Mixon. We're going to go Joe Mixon. How's that look? A little bigger for you guys? Less strain on the eyes? All right. So 0 Lamb T. Higgins teams is so interesting. How about Higgins with McLaurin? We have one. It has Kyler, Bo Nix, running backs. Ooh, pretty light at RB, but I actually like that. Tony Pollard, Connor, Tootin, Benson, Ray Day, and Allen. Lean in. 7. Very interesting. Very interesting. JMO with, let's see, Terry. Got one team. Goff, McCarthy, and Stroud's a fun 3 QB build. All right. Mixon or Pickens here. I would hate to bring in another bye week 10, but we could go Burrow as well. Or we could try to push Burrow to 69. FF Links is one of the guys that will snipe you on Burrow, but it might be worth the push in this spot. Let's go Mixon here. Mixon at 52 is just a beautiful thing. Just a beautiful thing. And we'll let this come back around to us. I want to play this through Burrow now. We could get like James Connors to bring back, play it in a different way, play it on the ground with Arizona. Jalen Hurts goes to 53. Paired up with the Dev Smith team. That's nice, real nice, real nice. I mean, there definitely would have been less, right? There would have been less of the tush push, less QB sneaks than tush pushes, I should say. The QB sneak still would have been very prevalent in this offense, but maybe small benefit to the pass catchers, maybe small benefit to Barkley as well, obviously. Yeah, we went heavy wide receiver to start. In this room, I think that's smart. We'll see what comes back around to us. We got to get through a couple more badgeless picks. I don't think Nick's going to be going Burrow because he has Allen. I don't think FF Links will be going Burrow because he has JD. I do like the Pickens selection for him here at 54. I think Pickens could be a really good value just with those spike weeks this season. See what Nick does. Let's see. K-Walk 59. Dude. I want to say, this is like Nick loves the shirt off. He gives the shirt off boost, like the picture with the shirt off. Zamir White. I've gotten some texts from Nick, and out of context, this will sound crazy. He likes to give the ADP boost though. He likes to give the ADP boost. Let's see what he does here. 62. We got to get through a few more picks here. We have 4 players with QBs, 3 without. Could it be our day? Could it be our day to get Burrow at the good old 69? We shall see. We shall see. Juwan Jennings at 62. He brought it all the way to triple zeros for that. I would too. You got to think that he wasn't too excited about that click. I want this to get to FF Links. I really do. I really do. Because he took JD right at ADP, and I think he would have rathered Burrow at 67. Come on, couple more picks. Bro. It's just going to be one of those days. It's going to be one of those days. Oh, you can feel it. Got to get through the badge list, man. Got to get through the badge list. We're just taking it right on the chin this whole stream. What a freaking day. James Conner instantly disappears. I think we're going to make the switch to Judy here. Let's go, Judy. We're at what? We're at 5.6%. We might be able to get digs on the way back around. If we get digs, do we just stop at 6? We're going to be pretty far behind at RB. I would like one of these guys here. We could go with that week 17 correlation with we could either go the Judkins combo with 2 Cleveland pieces. We can go the bring back with Caleb Johnson if he's there. I think one of these two will be the play. One of these two will be the play. Man, sometimes it just falls to you perfectly, and then sometimes no matter what way you turn, you just getting sniped. Snipers on the rooftops. Everyone get down. Everyone get down. What do we got? Bye week what? Bye week 9's fine. Bye week 5's fine. Let's let's go Judkins. Let's go Judkins based on we could at least get Warren on the way back around because we're still going to need some help at RB. So that's just something to think about. If Caleb's going to be like my third RB here and I don't want Warren on the way back around, I think Warren would be a pretty good target based on where we're going to be picking next at 92. And Warren goes where? Warren goes at 104, so we can even try to push him to 100 here. Like to see FF links, click digs there. Shakir goes off the board to the non-Josh Allen team. Not doing that too much, I'll tell you that for free. Not doing that too much. All right, so we still have, obviously we have the other side of it where we can go Dak and have Terry McLaurin as the bring back. We have J-Mo, go Goff. We can bring in Hawkinson for that week 17 if he comes back to us, which he typically doesn't. 93. Depends on the room. Tony Pollard's going to fall a little bit in your rooms. If you guys didn't see the news, coach came out and basically said like he wants to see more of an even split between him and Spears. You're going to get a rise out of Spears, but the coach speak hasn't matched in years past of him saying basically the same thing, that he wants to get Spears more involved. I basically just take the scoop on a Pollard fall right now. Hawkinson off the board to Nick at 83. He's just sort of in this wide receiver dead zone area that Hawkinson just sort of becomes the best click available. DeAndre Swift. Still a little nervous about Ben Johnson's history with Swift. Not a bad addition as a third RB, but little shaky. It's worth mixing in. I probably be in that like 6% range at this ADP. Now we scooped early because he started in the 100. So yeah, I'm at 15.6%. I haven't clicked him in a little bit. We have him ranked at ADP. But again, some of these receivers I think should be pushed down a little bit. We have a lot of QBs ahead of them. Dak goes where now? Just keep an eye on the Dak ADP at 118. We have him at 110. I try to, for the CSV ranks, try to keep the QBs in a good range, not really try to bury anyone. So you're not used to seeing someone in a certain spot. So you don't think they're gone. So I do try to tie them pretty close to where they go and maybe just give them a little boost if it's someone that I like at their ADP. And I actually have to update my ranks here because I have them updated on the MacBook. This is the beauty. How fast it is. Bam, download, complete, or rankings, excuse me. Go to NFL. go to clear, go to my Patreon or the Discord channel, which if you're subscribed to the Patreon, you get these put in both. Perfect. All right. This is probably just B-Rob for us. This is probably just B-Rob. Come on. Come on. Okay. We get it. Do we want it now? We do want it. We do want it. Get a 5-pick slide on B-Rob. It's one way to leverage the Daniels side of the coin. What's Goff's ADP? Goff goes at 115. Dak goes at 118. Can we get both of these QBs on the way back around? Would be a miracle. 115, 124. It's going to take a miracle to probably even get one of them, to be honest, in this room. However, I think it's worth pushing and not worth going another one at pick 100. I would probably like to go this direction with one of these two. I know Dak's actually not getting by him twice. So if we want Dak, we have to go him now. And that might just be worth it. It might just be worth it. Someone take Warren. Someone take Warren, please. This guy's got to take Warren. 0 RBs. We're in a good spot where we could take a QB a little early. Where's the Amon-Ra team? He has a Lamar. He's probably taking Goff with one of these two. So we're only going to get one. There goes Fields. Ah, man. I think it sucks, but we have to do it. These QBs are going to fly off the board. It's worth it. Let's grab that single stack and double bring back with Terry McLaurin and B-Rob. We can go Ferguson for the double. Got to adjust to the room, though. Got to adjust to the room. Check those teams that have the other players in the stack, like Pickens, see where they're picking from, and then weigh their needs. He obviously needs another receiver, but if Dak was here, he's not letting Dak go. Baker goes at 102. Uncorrelated Baker. So very heavily focuses advance rates, which is fine until the finals. You're hoping for a flat week at QB when you do that. And you can get your back stacks here too. Mark Andrews is such a crazy easy click. It's such an easy click. It's insane. It's actually criminal. It's actually criminal. Like, no one remembers what Baltimore was doing towards the end of the season last year with Mark Andrews. This is something we tipped the Patreon members off with. Like, they were using him with the tush push. Like, no one remembers that. It goes in the hundreds. It's nuts. It's freaking nuts. I have an absolute bag of Andrews in the big board. I have to mix. I have to get some more. I definitely need some more. Can't have enough right now. This is looking very good for us with RBs coming back to us. We need to get past the Amon-Ra team. We have to get past the Amon-Ra team, which he basically put himself by going tight end here. He really needs to go receiver. After like the Bateman crew's gone, Bateman, Mims, Shaheed, it starts to get pretty thin for like guaranteed points. So we'll see. Badgeless, who knows? Is he thinking correlation? Probably. Can he afford to do it in this spot? I would go Bateman here. Bateman with Lamar, get his 5th wide receiver. He has Mark Andrews Easy double stack, very cheap if it hits. Just what I would do in this spot. He goes Kyle Williams. Interesting choice. Interesting choice. This guy insta-clicks Bateman right after. Oh, I saw purple. We got to get by 2 more picks. This dude, FF Lynx isn't going Goff here, so. If he does, I'll just have to like just have to fade anytime he's drafting. Come on, baby. We're almost there. This guy needs RBs. Let's go. That's how you play it. That's how you play it. We get both. We get both. We big happy. We big happy. You guys can steal all my RBs right now. I won't even be mad. I won't even be mad. Just pray for one of these guys on the way back around. Overlay showing us that we have correlation here with Pat Fry in week 16 against Detroit, week 17 with Ertz against Dallas. I don't know if I really want the triple in Washington. Well, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Jordan Mason gone. Those QBs are falling off quick, one spot. Those QBs are going quick, one spot. Shit. Yeah, he goes Love. Mims goes at 122. We're in a good spot at receiver still. And we're pretty happy with either one that comes to us. I would definitely prefer. Okay, so the correlation goes. Let's go with Charbonnet, pick 124. I think we're playing this near perfectly right now. You gotta be able to duck, dodge, dip, dive, and dodge. Yeah, we had to set it up because there was no way we were getting both here and here with who was picking behind us. Now we're hoping for one of these tight ends to come back to us. Wouldn't mind tapping on an RB in this range and or another receiver, but we could really just double tap tight end if 2 of those guys are there. If 2 of those guys are there, we're pretty happy. I'm pretty happy. Would definitely like a double stack with Dallas and Dak, without a doubt. Jalen Blue goes off at 129 for Slappy Pick of the Year. And we'll give you guys, I want to appreciate you, like, shout out to you guys hanging out with me today. We'll peek at the website that's coming. It's coming soon. I promise. Get a little sneak peek at your single stacks, double stacks, triple stacks, your tournaments, how much you've spent in each, which is awesome. Position by round, just giving you some more information about your deep on where you're going receiver, tight ends, some of your draft tendencies, and your playoff stacks. This is stuff that you just don't even know who you're targeting. I know I have a lot of New England just because of May. I'm taking a ton of Breece Hall, but you can actually blow this up, right? And you can see what those stacks are, what your top combinations are, and how many drafts you're doing it in. Just really, really cool stuff by Josh here. Week 16, you can look at your minis. It tells you what a mini stack is versus a stack and a bring back with the QB. All that in your roster builds. This is something you want to keep track of for sure. Make sure that you're on track with how you want to build your portfolio here. Where's my 4RB? We need more 4RB. We need more hyperfragile. That's something that I want to mix in this year for myself. All right, 3 tight ends off. 2 of them we had highlighted. Oh, man. You may as well. He goes Spears. Okay. He has already got 2 tight ends. Be gentle. Be gentle. Don't be on auto. I like Ray Day in this spot too. Oh, I was going to say, please, dear God, anything but an auto pick. We do get our Dallas double here. Ray Day goes insta-clicked right after. Ray Day's a good pick right now. Especially where there's still FUD right? With James Cook and his contract situation. He wants the extension. He wants like 15 mil plus a year. And Dalvin Cook held out. So there's a little correlation there, maybe getting some tips from a family member because Dalvin got paid. And we'll see. Does it just end up being a trade? Like there's multiple ways that Ray Day can win in this situation, the 140s right now. So definitely a hot pick that I'm trying to focus. We're at 16.7. Wouldn't mind that being in the 20s right now, to be honest. But if we do get clarification with James Cook's situation, like I want my James Cook shares if he's going to be in Buffalo. But what do we want to do here? Mixon, Quinshawn, Brian Robinson Jr., Charbonnet. Do we want to hold off for like the Roshan range? I think is one idea. If we can go Algier here and feel pretty good. I also don't mind. Okay, Algier's gone, so that's going to make this a little easier. We already have a couple pieces with Judy and Quinshawn, Judkins in Cleveland. Let's go Quentin Johnston on this one. Get the week 16 against Dallas as well. A little correlation there for the playoffs. We're probably stopping with these two QBs. Like, I don't really see a third QB option based on how many receivers going to be drafted. We're probably just drafting one more wide receiver. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have a luxury pick at the end of this draft. I really like the way this is falling to us right now because we're going 3 tight ends. We don't necessarily need a third QB. Is this where we just stack on like a late Shador Sanders? Like this could be the team, but what does he do, right? Like how many points is he adding for you? I guess when you think of it like that, it's like not a lot. You're just hoping for more so like a spike week during the playoffs. I guess that would be the hope. Noel off, Eckler off. I think there's some risk with Eckler in the 150s right now. I think it's a pretty bad pick. Not gonna lie. In the eliminator, like you can maybe like you could trick me into saying like it's better in the eliminator, but come week 17, I don't know. Plus, like, is this a team that is available for J.K. Dobbins? Like, they could definitely use an explosive RB, without a doubt, in my mind. Explosive, coming off the injury. I mean, I feel like people don't want to trust what they saw last year with their own eyes with J.K. Dobbins, who absolutely smashed. Player that was going in the last round of the big board, last round of BBM in some drafts. Bryce Young, Strange, McCarthy, T-Law. 12 spot caught up at QB. Nick with Penix, Dowdle, Stroud, Kirk, Warren, Keon Coleman for the correlation, Mooney, TJ Hawk, Twan Jennings. Well-balanced team. It's getting his stacks. Doesn't need the third QB, but again, this is so good for the playoff weeks. If you can advance like a low-owned Josh Allen, if he has like a bad week 15 and 16, gonna be super low-owned in week 17. And you have your top wide receivers correlated with their QB. Gino off the board at 159 to the Bowers team, I'm guessing? No, Bowers fell. It's just a panic pick, it looks like, with Jack Besh. QB's flying. Wow. This might just be an uncorrelated Staffy pick if he's available. Otherwise, Pat Fry here looks pretty good too. Staffy goes. That probably keeps us from making a mistake, huh? We can't really afford to go Cedric Tillman here. Let's bring in Pat Fry for the week 16 against Detroit. We get a little correlation there. All right, one tight end goes off right after us. We feel good about that. There goes Roshan. There was no way to get them both. But I do feel better about getting two of these tight ends than I would getting Roshan in that spot, I guess. Is this like an Isaac Tesla team? Lamb, T. Higgs, McLaurin, JMO, Jerry Jeudy, Quentin Johnson, Isaac Tesla for the double stacked with Detroit. The only problem is like Tim Patrick is still there. And he's starting to get some of the trust with Goff. So he's far from a guaranteed thing, but he goes Jaceki there. Interesting. I want to say this is just K-Dotton for us. I want to say this is just K-Dotton for us. It is. Ferguson, Pat Fry, and K-Dotton. 22% Mason Taylor. I mean, we're there. We're there. We also have 12% K-Dotton. Don't mind mixing it up there. K-Dotton's just, he's just on the field, man. He's on the field. He's a do-it-all type tight end. And he doesn't lose many snaps to the number 2, like some of these other tight ends on the board that go after him. Thielen goes off at 173. Like I'll pull up, like, if we go to Houston, right? Houston Texans. Schultz, 60 to 70. He's got some games of 90. But Cade Stover getting mixed in there quite a bit. Tampa Bay, man. It's Otten, bro. Like they'll run 2 tight end sets, but they're like not taking Otten out. And even after that 3-game injury, he comes back and plays 96%. Like this dude's full time. Dude's full time. You're telling me he's going in the 170s, 180s? Get out of here. There's no way. Not in my drafts. Plus, you get to it's a fun piece, right? Like you get to leverage potentially the Tampa Bay offense, a high-scoring offense with a couple tutties, stealing away from the receivers, running backs. Like there's some expensive pieces there in Tampa Bay. How many receivers go before pick 100? 3? And I mean, McMillan goes at like 155. So a lot of expensive pieces there. Bucky Irving. I like having a little piece of the Tampa Bay offense. Don't mind that at all. This pick might have like ruined our draft. Like if we tried to force in Staffy here, we probably still just get K-Dotton. And then we go like a late Higbee to correlate it. One thing is I can't really spot, like we're going to have to rely on coach speak and God knows what else. If we rely on last year's stats, it's just like, don't draft Tutu. Like, just don't draft them. Like, yeah, the money's there and all that is well and good, but like, yeah. Yeah, he saw 90% of snaps when Cooper Kupp and Puka didn't play. So I guess that's good. Just looking for positives here. That's all. I don't know why they paid him if they're not going to play him. It's kind of like Slayton, right? Like, why pay him? And they ended up bringing in Gabe Davis, which is interesting for Slayton's situation. But Not too worried about Gabe Davis. Someone that, actually does get hurt every year. We don't like to rely on those injuries, but someone that does seem to get hurt every year. I should have more than 3% Slayton, I will say. I can fully admit that. That's something I'm comfortable admitting. Yoshi Voss, one of the safer clicks on the board. We're getting some positive news about Burton now. Staying focused, like there after practice and shit. Like, ooh, if Burton's gonna be a thing this year, man. And I know like the coach could just be like talking him up, and like that's part of it, like trying to build up his mental and keep him in a good place. Yeah, there goes Slayton. Like, speak of the devil, huh? Speak of the devil. This is probably just Dobbins and or Marshawn Lloyd from us. I think we're gonna go Lloyd first. I want both. Let's go Lloyd first. I want both. Neil there, I think, is a pretty good click as well, especially if you don't believe in Kendre Miller. He brings in a little week 16 mini. That's the cool thing. Like, even if you click on someone else's team, the overlay just flips. And it's like, all right, who do they have correlated? Who on the board do they have that's a stacking partner? It gives you some pretty cool information about the teams that you're playing against. Like this guy right away, it shows you that he has Cam Ward. There's Alec for stacking partner. He has Love. There's Wicks. Could give you a little heads up of who these other teams could be potentially drafting, and on the fly too, with just one click. So sick. So sick. It could be Jarquez. Little J.K. Dobbins or Jarquez. I'm good with either or. Good with either or. And then we're going to finish with the receiver. And I think we just tied this one in a freaking bow. Absolutely just tied this one in a bow. It could be A-Rich here too. You could tickle me into A-Rich. But I would still want a seventh receiver. So it would, going A-Rich here would mean we're not going another RB. Which really, 3 RBs by B-Rob, you should be feeling pretty good. Wow. Let's do it. Last pick, AD Mitchell, if possible. 24 picks. I mean, if the dude plays, he has like a 33% chance of being a top 3 QB. So on the week. Weeks, I mean, round 17, you're just looking for a couple spike weeks out of these players. And let's be real, does have some pretty big upside. Daniel Jones isn't really known for staying healthy too. But hopefully a better O-line, one of these QBs can make these receivers usable. Man, FF Link's just shooting right from the hip on the Hayden Winks tweet. If you guys didn't see it, release some of his favorite picks. And it's basically, you just know they're not zeros, right? In this time of year, that's really the goal, is not to take zeros. He also started out by, double RB. He took a detour for Jaden Daniels at 43, uncorrelated. So he had to catch up and make sure he wasn't getting zeros. He does bring in Zach Ertz at 163, and he does bring in pass catching RB for them in Eckler. But yeah, 'tis the season. We're getting news on Twitter. It's players practicing, the ups, the downs. Like I'm seeing Staffy to Devontae Adams throws on the Twitter timeline. The time is now. There's going to be new news every single day. People jumping into drafts to raise their exposure to someone that just got a little bit of positive news on Twitter, and they're at 5% on, and everyone saw the same clip, and everyone's trying to target the same guy. This is why if you set ranks, especially on players you think they're going to rise, put them in a spot. Where are they going to rise to? Where can you find the value in between? That's what my ranks, available on the Patreon. Link is in the description. Any tier of the Patreon gets you the ranks. Update them at least once a week, even more so when we're getting new player news. And we just updated them, if you're seeing this video now, yesterday. Huge edge. Yeah, there goes AD at 207. Naked A-Rich ain't that bad, though. It's not that bad. We can go Tolbert, too. One of these two is fine. One of these two will be completely fine. If we got AD there, I would have even been more happy. But we're good with this. We're good with this. Okay, we're getting one of them. Yeah, I kind of just want to go Tolbert, to be honest. Let's wait to get some more news on the Tesla. It could have been like a Tim Patrick pick there too, like a random Tim Patrick scroll down. That'd been fine, but I want to wait a little deeper into the season until we know what's going on here with Detroit. But at the same point, like Tolbert, the Pickens addition, it hurts some of Tolbert's like projected volume, but he's still there, locked in as the wide receiver 3. They should be playing a shit ton of 3 wide receiver sets, I would say. And like Turpin will be in the mix, of course, but you're still getting guys with a pretty good floor. And where we have spike week players too that can disappear, like JMO, Quentin Johnston. It's not the worst pick to bring in player archetype like Tolbert. Keep him in the mix here. But yeah, I mean, even last year he was playing over Turpin, so I would assume that just continues. You know, and then this is going to be Pickens, but it's going to go up. And then some of these other guys will go down. We'll see where Tolbert stands. I would assume he's in the 60 to 70% range, low 70s for snaps, but that's more than okay if Dallas can get back to sort of where they were a couple years back. So Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, and A-Rich at 196. Mixon, Judkins, B-Rob, little 5-pick slide. We take that. Zach Charbonnet at 124, and Marshawn Lloyd. So definitely just leaning into these 5 RBs, all different bye weeks, which is a little +1 there. CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgs, Terry McLaurin, J-Mo, Jerry Jeudy, Quentin Johnson, and Tolbert with Ferguson, Pat Fry, and Cade Otton. Got our week 16 mini. Not even a mini, just a straight up game stack with Pat Fry as the bring back for the dome game at Detroit, week 16. Same thing, but with Quentin Johnston against our Dallas super stack we have going on. And yeah, I guess just naked A-Rich. Better than naked Derek Carr, right? That's it. All right, guys. If you enjoyed today's content, please drop a like, hit the sub, road to 3K. And if you want to have a chance at winning one of these tournaments, bestballoverlay.com, the biggest edge in best ball. Promo code all caps, Pounders. Hope you take advantage of that. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you and have a good night. Pounders.